long before time was measured in seconds or days. Before Earth learned how to breathe and oceans learned how to move, there was already a quiet warmth gathering in the dark. Imagine a vast cloud of dust and gas drifting slowly through space, calm and unhurried, floating in silence for millions of years. Gravity, patient and gentle, began to draw this cloud inward, particle by particle, until a soft glow was born at its center. This glow was not sudden or explosive. It was slow, steady, and inevitable. This was the beginning of the sun. Fact by fact, breath by breath, the sun formed about 4.6 billion years ago, emerging not as a flame, but as a growing sphere of warmth and pressure. As the cloud collapsed, atoms pressed closer together, and deep within the core, hydrogen atoms began to move with quiet purpose. When they finally fused, releasing tiny packets of energy, the sun's long, steady heartbeat began. That heartbeat has never stopped. Even now, as you rest and listen, nuclear fusion hums calmly at the sun's core, converting hydrogen into helium, releasing energy without sound, without effort, without interruption. Every second, about 600 million tons of hydrogen gently transform into light and heat. Yet the sun does this so efficiently and steadily that it will continue for another 5 billion years. There is no rush. The sun is only halfway through its life. Its energy does not explode outward, it flows. Photons created in the core begin a slow, wandering journey, bouncing through dense plasma, sometimes taking tens of thousands of years to reach the surface. When they finally emerge, they drift across space for just over 8 minutes before reaching Earth, touching your skin as warmth, lighting your world without demanding attention. This sunlight is not harsh by nature. It only feels intense when we forget how constant and reliable it truly is. The sun's surface, called the photosphere, glows at about 5,500 degrees Celsius, yet it radiates calm order rather than chaos. Darker patches known as sunspots appear and fade. Cooler regions shaped by powerful magnetic fields coming and going in slow, predictable cycles that last about 11 years. These solar cycles rise and fall like gentle tides, influencing space weather without disturbing the deep rhythm of the sun itself. The sun rotates calmly, taking about 27 days to turn once on its axis, moving more slowly at its poles than at its equator, like a dancer easing through space. It is so massive that it contains over 99% of all the mass in our solar system, holding planets, asteroids, and comets in their paths with invisible grace. Yet despite this power, the sun does not pull violently. It guides. Its gravity creates stability, allowing Earth to trace the same peaceful orbit year after year, giving us seasons, calendars, and life rhythms that feel familiar and safe. Without the sun, Earth would freeze in darkness within days, but with it, life unfolds gently, leaf by leaf, breath by breath. Plants turn toward the light instinctively, converting sunlight into energy through photosynthesis, forming the foundation of nearly all life. Every meal you have ever eaten, every forest that has ever grown, traces its energy back to the sun's quiet generosity. Even the warmth in your body is borrowed sunlight, stored and passed along through time. The sun is not burning like fire. It is shining through fusion, a process far more efficient and calm than any flame. Fire consumes. The sun transforms. Its light spreads evenly in all directions, a sphere of calm illumination expanding endlessly into space. Solar winds drift outward, gentle streams of charged particles brushing past planets, shaping auroras that glow softly at Earth's poles like curtains of light. These glowing displays are reminders of the sun's presence, not its aggression. The sun's sound, if it could be heard, would be a deep, constant vibration, a low cosmic hum that never rises or falls abruptly. Scientists can even study subtle vibrations on its surface called helioseismology, revealing internal layers like listening to a peaceful heartbeat. Inside, layers move in harmony. The core where fusion occurs, the radiative zone where energy drifts slowly outward, and the convective zone where warm plasma rises and cool plasma sinks in. Gentle currents. Nothing about the sun is rushed. Nothing is wasted. Its energy output has remained remarkably stable for billions of years, varying by less than a fraction of a percent, offering reliability rare in the universe. This steadiness is why climates stabilize, oceans circulate, and nights eventually give way to mornings. As Earth turns, the sun appears to rise and set, but it never truly leaves. Even at night, its influence remains, warming the far side of the planet, and guiding winds and tides through gravitational balance. The sun's light reaches beyond sight as well, providing infrared warmth you can feel and ultraviolet energy that shapes atmospheric chemistry high above. Earth's magnetic field acts like a soft shield, protecting life while allowing just enough solar energy through to sustain it. This balance is delicate, yet it has endured for ages. The sun is classified as a G-type main sequence star, ordinary by cosmic standards, one among hundreds of billions in the Milky Way, yet to us it is everything. Its ordinariness is what makes it comforting. It behaves exactly as physics predicts. Never surprising, never erratic. When solar flares occur, they are releases of magnetic tension, not acts of anger, and even these follow patterns scientists can anticipate. The sun teaches us that immense power does not need chaos to exist. It shows that consistency can be stronger than force. As you breathe slowly, imagine the sun far away, glowing without effort, continuing its work whether observed or not. There is comfort in knowing that something so vast can be so dependable, and just as the sun supports life without asking for recognition, this moment supports you without demand. If this calm journey through science brings you peace, consider gently supporting the channel by subscribing to Well Sleepy, allowing more serene stories like this to find their way to you whenever you need rest. There is no urgency. Just as the sun will rise again tomorrow, these stories will always be here waiting quietly. As Chapter 1 closes, let the image of the sun linger in your mind, a golden sphere suspended in darkness, glowing steadily, endlessly patient, reminding you that it is safe to slow down, safe to rest, and safe to drift deeper into calm. As the sun continues its calm existence, its outer layers unfold like gentle waves, each one moving with purpose yet never in haste. Beyond the glowing surface lies the sun's atmosphere, stretching outward in soft transitions rather than sharp edges. The chromosphere rests just above the photosphere, a thin layer that glows faintly red during eclipses, revealing itself only when the brighter light is briefly hidden. Above that, the corona extends millions of kilometers into space, delicate and shimmering, far hotter than the surface below, yet so thin it fades into darkness like mist at dawn. The corona's heat, reaching millions of degrees, does not roar or burn. It exists quietly, shaped by magnetic fields that loop and arc gracefully, forming luminous crowns around the sun. These magnetic lines guide plasma in slow, elegant motions, rising and falling in patterns that repeat over years and decades. The sun's magnetic field is generated by its gentle internal rotation, a slow twisting motion that builds energy gradually, releasing it in measured ways. This magnetism creates sunspots, solar prominences, and flares, all part of a steady cycle that feels more like breathing than eruption. Sunspots, cooler and darker regions, drift across the surface as the sun turns, appearing and disappearing without urgency. Their number increases and decreases in an 11-year solar cycle, a rhythm so reliable that it can be charted, like phases of the moon. During solar maximum, activity rises softly. During solar minimum, the sun rests in quieter patterns yet never truly sleeps. Solar prominences arc outward like glowing ribbons, sometimes lingering for days or weeks, held gently by magnetic fields before dissolving back into the solar atmosphere. Even solar flares, which release bursts of energy, are brief and localized, flashes of adjustment rather than destruction. These events remind us that balance sometimes requires release, and release does not have to be violent. The sun constantly emits a solar wind, a steady flow of charged particles that drifts outward through the solar system, touching every planet. This wind shapes invisible boundaries around Earth, compressing and stretching our magnetosphere like a protective cocoon. When solar particles meet Earth's magnetic field, they are guided toward the poles where they create auroras, slow dancing lights that ripple across polar skies in greens, purples, and blues. These lights move quietly as if the sun is whispering to Earth across space. The solar wind also carries information about the sun's magnetic state, allowing scientists to read its moods from afar. Despite its reach, the sun remains gentle in its influence, rarely disrupting life on Earth thanks to the stability of our planet's atmosphere and magnetic shield. The sun's energy arrives in layers: visible light, infrared warmth, ultraviolet rays, each playing a role in shaping Earth's environment. Infrared light warms oceans and land, driving weather systems that move slowly and predictably across the globe. Ultraviolet light helps form ozone high in the atmosphere, creating a natural filter that protects life while allowing just enough energy through to sustain ecosystems. Visible light sets the rhythm of day and night, guiding sleep cycles in humans and animals alike. Your own circadian rhythm is tuned to the sun's steady rise and fall, responding instinctively to light and darkness. Morning light gently signals wakefulness, while fading evening light invites rest. This connection between the sun and sleep is ancient, older than language, embedded deep within biology. The sun's apparent path across the sky changes subtly through the year, not abruptly but gradually creating the seasons. Earth's tilt causes sunlight to spread or concentrate, warming hemispheres in turn, allowing cycles of growth and dormancy that keep ecosystems balanced. Nothing about the seasons is sudden. They ease into one another, mirroring the calm transitions we seek in our own lives. Even eclipses, moments when the sun is briefly hidden, occur with mathematical precision, predictable centuries in advance. During an eclipse, daylight softens, temperatures dip slightly, and the world grows quiet, as if pausing in shared attention. The sun allows itself to be hidden without resistance, returning moments later unchanged. The light we see from the sun is remarkably uniform, spreading evenly across the solar disk, a testament to its internal balance. Unlike flickering flames, the sun's brightness remains steady, offering consistency that life depends on. This steadiness extends deep into time. Ancient civilizations tracked the sun's motion, built calendars around it, and trusted its return. Stone monuments and temples, aligned with solstices, stand as quiet reminders of humanity's long relationship with the star. The sun has watched over countless generations, unchanged in its role even as civilizations rose and fell. When you feel small beneath the vastness of the universe, remember that the same sun warmed those who came before you and will continue warming those yet to come. There is comfort in continuity, in knowing that not everything changes quickly. The sun's energy output has increased only slightly over billions of years, brightening at a pace so slow it feels almost timeless. This gradual change allows life to adapt gently, never forced into sudden transformation. Even the sun's eventual future, billions of years away, will unfold slowly, giving ample time for adjustment. For now, it remains a stable main-sequence star shining calmly day after day. As you listen, imagine solar light bathing Earth evenly, touching oceans, forests, cities, and deserts without preference. It does not judge, it simply illuminates. If this quiet journey through the sun's rhythms brings you ease, you can softly support Well Sleepy by subscribing, allowing more gentle science stories to accompany your nights. There is no pressure, only invitation. As Chapter 2 drifts toward rest, let the image of auroras dancing silently and magnetic loops arching gracefully settle your thoughts. The sun continues its steady glow, and you are free to let your mind slow, knowing that the universe itself moves in calm, predictable patterns, inviting you to rest within them. Far from the surface glow and shimmering atmosphere, deep within the sun lies a region untouched by sight or sound, a place where calm pressure and perfect balance reign. The core is not a place of chaos but of harmony, where unimaginable density and heat exist together in steady agreement. Here, temperatures rise to about 15 million degrees Celsius. Yet nothing burns, nothing flickers. Instead, hydrogen nuclei drift gently until they meet, guided by gravity and time, fusing into helium in a process so consistent, it has powered the sun for billions of years without interruption. This fusion releases energy in the form of light, not suddenly, but as countless tiny moments of transformation, each one adding to a continuous flow. These particles of light, called photons, begin a slow journey outward, moving not in a straight line, but in a patient, wandering path. Within the dense interior, photons are absorbed and re-emitted again and again, sometimes taking tens or even hundreds of thousands of years to escape the sun's inner layers. There is no hurry in this journey. Energy moves at the pace of balance, teaching us that even light can take its time. Surrounding the core is the radiative zone, a vast region where energy travels by gentle radiation, drifting slowly through plasma like warmth through thick blankets. Beyond that lies the convective zone, where heat rises and cooler material sinks, creating soft, rolling motions reminiscent of slow ocean currents. These movements are not turbulent. They are rhythmic, continuous, and self-regulating. They ensure that energy is distributed evenly, preventing extremes and maintaining stability. The sun's interior layers work together like a quiet orchestra, each section contributing without overpowering the others. This internal harmony is what allows the sun to shine with such reliability. Even small changes within the core are smoothed out over time, preventing sudden shifts in brightness or behavior. The sun teaches us that stability often comes from cooperation between many gentle processes rather than forceful action. As the sun rotates, its internal motions generate magnetic fields that rise slowly to the surface, shaping the features we see from afar. These fields twist and stretch, storing energy gradually until it is released in small adjustments, never disturbing the deeper balance. The sun's rotation itself is unhurried, completing a turn in just under a month, a pace that feels leisurely on a cosmic scale. This slow rotation contributes to the sun's calm demeanor, preventing the violent behavior seen in faster spinning stars. The sun's mass, though immense, is perfectly matched to its energy output. If it were heavier, it would burn faster. If lighter, it would shine dimly. Instead, it exists in a sweet spot where gravity and fusion are in constant equilibrium. This balance, known as hydrostatic equilibrium, keeps the sun stable, neither collapsing inward nor expanding outward. It is a quiet agreement between opposing forces, a lesson in peaceful coexistence. The sun's light, once it finally reaches the surface, spreads outward in all directions, filling the solar system with gentle warmth. Earth receives only a tiny fraction of this energy, yet it is enough to sustain oceans, forests, and life itself. This efficiency is remarkable. The sun gives freely without depletion, losing only a minute fraction of its mass each year through energy release. Even over billions of years, this loss is barely noticeable, allowing the sun to remain almost unchanged over human timescales. The sun's consistency has shaped the evolution of life, allowing organisms to develop internal clocks synchronized with daylight. These circadian rhythms influence sleep, mood, and metabolism, connecting our inner states to the sun's steady cycle. When sunlight fades in the evening, your body naturally prepares for rest, releasing calming hormones that invite sleep. This response is ancient, shared with countless species, a biological echo of the sun's reliable rhythm. Even when artificial lights blur day and night, the sun's influence remains woven into our physiology. Looking outward, the sun's gravitational reach extends far beyond the planets, anchoring distant comets in slow, elongated orbits. The Oort cloud, a vast halo of icy bodies, drifts at the edge of the solar system, still bound by the sun's gentle pull. These distant objects move so slowly that a single orbit can take millions of years, another reminder of the sun's patience. Nothing in its domain is rushed. The sun's light also carries information, allowing scientists to study its composition through spectroscopy. By examining the colors of sunlight, we learn that the sun is primarily hydrogen and helium, with trace elements that reflect the material from which the solar system formed. This shared origin means that the atoms in your body were once part of ancient stars, recycled and reborn, eventually gathered into this